Feel the heavy silk curtains brush your skin, the air thick with rose oil, myrrh, and the faint metallic scent of fear. Torchlight flickers across golden walls, casting long shadows that seem to listen. You hear the soft rustle of robes and the sharp click of jeweled sandals on marble. A woman's voice, calm, velvet smooth, cuts through the silence like a hidden blade. She leans close, her perfume wrapping around you. One whispered word from her lips can crown a king or send an empire crashing down. This is no ordinary court. This is where women propagandists played the deadliest game of all, using beauty, words, and cunning to control kings, rewrite history, and shape the fate of millions. Subscribe to Mind Origin and unlock the secrets history tried to bury. Today, we descend into the shadows. Women propagandists in ancient courts. 10 ruthless queens and consorts who mastered the art of mind control. 2 quick lines before we begin. If you love dark history and hidden power plays, hit subscribe right now. Mind Origin is where the real stories live. Get ready for 10 women whose whispers were louder than armies. We count down from 1 to 10, each one more dangerous, more brilliant, more terrifying than the last. The game begins. Number 1. The Silent Shadow, Livia Drusilla, the empress who rewrote Rome. In the marble halls of Rome, where power whispered behind closed doors, Livia Drusilla moved like a ghost in silk. Her role was the ultimate behind-the-scenes propagandist, wife of Augustus, mother of Tiberius, and the woman who quietly shaped the entire Roman Empire through calculated marriages, rumors, and public image control. She didn't need a crown to rule. She ruled through the men she placed on the throne. Historically, Livia lived from 58 BCE to 29 CE. She turned Augustus's propaganda machine into a family dynasty. Temples, coins, and statues across Rome and the provinces showed her as the perfect Roman wife, modest, loyal, divine. Geography, the Palatine Hill in Rome, where she hosted secret meetings in her villa. Rituals, public ceremonies where she appeared beside Augustus, always perfectly composed. Watch the myth unfold in real time. Augustus lies ill in his chamber. Livia moves silently through the corridors, whispering to senators, arranging marriages, spreading rumors about rivals. A young Tiberius is pushed forward. She smiles softly. The gods have chosen. Years later, Augustus dies. Tiberius becomes emperor. Livia stands in the background, her hand still guiding the empire from the shadows. Psychologically, Livia mastered the fear of chaos. People wanted stability after civil war, so she gave them the image of a perfect family. She used the human desire for order and safety to control the narrative, making everyone believe her version of reality. A lesser-known detail: Livia kept a secret garden of poisonous plants. She used them not just for murder, but to create miraculous recoveries that made her seem divinely favored. Only her closest servants knew the truth. Number 2. The Warrior Queen's Whisper, Zenobia, the rebel who challenged Rome. In the sun-baked deserts of Palmyra, where camels crossed silk roads, Zenobia rode like a storm in silk and armor. Her role was the fearless propagandist queen who declared herself Queen of the East, using coins, inscriptions, and public speeches to paint herself as a new Cleopatra and warrior goddess, rallying entire kingdoms against Rome. Historically, Zenobia ruled from 267 to 272 CE. She conquered Egypt and parts of Anatolia, issuing coins with her face and the title Augusta. Geography, the oasis city of Palmyra, a rich trading hub between Rome and Persia. Rituals, grand processions where she appeared in armor, riding a chariot like a goddess. Live the myth like a desert wind. The crowd gathers in Palmyra's grand colonnade. Zenobia steps forward in golden armor, hair flowing. Rome calls me rebel, but I am the new Cleopatra. Follow me to freedom. Her voice echoes. Soldiers cheer. She raises her sword. The desert seems to bow. For 3 years, she rules half the east. Then Rome strikes back. She fights until the end, captured, but her legend lives forever. Psychologically, Zenobia used the desire for freedom and pride to turn fear of Rome into courage. She gave people a hero to follow, satisfying the human need for strong leadership in chaos. Mysterious detail. Some ancient writers claim Zenobia spoke 7 languages and kept a secret library of forbidden texts, knowledge she used to outsmart Roman generals for years. Number 3. The Poisoned Rose, Agrippina the Younger, Mother of Monsters. In the golden palaces of Rome, where poison hid in every cup, Agrippina the Younger moved like a black rose among thorns. Her role was the ruthless mother propagandist who murdered her way to power, using rumors, seduction, and public image to make her son Nero emperor, then tried to control him from behind the throne. Historically, Agrippina lived from 15 to 59 CE. She survived exile, married Emperor Claudius, and poisoned him to make Nero emperor. She appeared on coins with Nero, the first woman to share power so openly. Geography, the imperial palace on the Palatine hill. Rituals, public appearances where she dressed as a goddess to show divine favor. Watch the myth unfold like poison in wine. Claudius raises his cup at dinner. Agrippina smiles sweetly. He drinks and falls. Nero is crowned. Agrippina stands beside him, whispering in his ear. But Nero grows tired of her control. One night, assassins come. Agrippina faces them with dignity. "Strike here," she says, pointing to her womb. Her final act of power. Psychologically, Agrippina used the fear of weakness to feed her desire for control. She showed how mothers can become the ultimate manipulators, using love as a weapon. Mysterious detail. She kept a secret diary of poisons and political schemes, later destroyed, but rumors say it contained recipes that influenced Roman politics for decades. Number 4. The female pharaoh's stone smile. Hatshepsut, the queen who became king. In the towering temples of Deir el-Bahari, where sunlight kissed golden statues, Hatshepsut smiled from stone. Her role was the master propagandist pharaoh who declared herself king, using temples, statues, and inscriptions to rewrite history and convince Egypt that a woman ruling as a man was divine will. Historically, Hatshepsut ruled from 1479 to 1458 BCE. She built the most beautiful temple in Egypt and sent expeditions to Punt. She had herself carved with a beard and male body in official art. Geography, the Nile Valley, especially Thebes. Rituals, grand festivals where she appeared in male regalia. See the myth rise like the sun. Hatshepsut stands before the priests. "I am the daughter of Amun-Ra himself." She orders statues, her face calm, body strong like a king. The people bow. For 20 years she rules in peace. After her death, her stepson tries to erase her name from every wall, but her smile remains, carved forever in stone. Psychologically, Hatshepsut used the desire for strong leadership to overcome the fear of a female ruler. She showed how image and story can change reality. Mysterious detail. Some archaeologists believe she used a secret network of female scribes to spread her propaganda, women who could read and write in hidden rooms. Number 5. The Persian Shadow Queen, Atossa, the woman who shaped empires. In the golden halls of Persepolis, where kings bowed to the sun, Atossa moved like a shadow behind the throne. Her role was the influential queen who used letters, marriages, and court intrigue to control Persian kings and shape the empire's destiny for generations. Historically, Atossa was daughter of Cyrus the Great and wife of Darius the Great, c. 550 to 475 BCE. Herodotus says Atossa convinced Darius to invade Greece. Geography, the Persian royal court at Susa and Persepolis. Rituals, private audiences where she advised kings. Live the myth like silk over steel. Darius sits on his throne. Atossa whispers in his ear, "Send the fleet to Greece, the gods demand it." He obeys. Her sons become kings. Her bloodline rules for centuries. She never wears the crown, but she holds the power. Psychologically, Atossa used the desire for legacy to control powerful men. She showed how quiet influence can be stronger than loud commands. Mysterious detail. Persian records hint Atossa kept a private archive of secret letters, a hidden library that influenced 3 generations of kings. Number 6. The actress who became empress, Theodora, from stage to throne. In the glittering streets of Constantinople, where actors danced for coins, Theodora rose from the stage to the throne. Her role was the former actress who became empress and used brilliant speeches, laws, and public image to control the Byzantine Empire alongside Justinian. Historically, Theodora lived from 500 to 548 CE. She delivered the famous "Purple is the noblest shroud" speech during the Nika riots, saving Justinian's throne. Geography, the Hippodrome and Great Palace in Constantinople. Rituals, public appearances where she appeared as a living goddess. Watch the myth rise like fire. The Hippodrome roars with angry crowds. Justinian wants to flee. Theodora stands tall. Those who have worn the purple should never survive its loss. The crowd cheers. Soldiers charge. The revolt ends. Theodora's power grows forever. Psychologically, Theodora used courage to turn fear into loyalty. She showed how one strong voice can change history. Mysterious detail. Secret chronicles say Theodora kept a private network of spies, former actresses who reported everything from the streets to the palace. Number 7. The beautiful phantom, Nefertiti, the queen who vanished. In the sun-drenched city of Akheton, where new gods rose, Nefertiti stood beside her husband like a living goddess. Her role was the co-ruler and chief propagandist who helped Akhenaten create a new religion, using art and public appearances to spread the worship of Aton and cement their power. Historically, Nefertiti lived around 1370 to 1330 BCE. Her famous bust is one of the most recognized faces in history. Geography, the new capital of Amarna on the Nile. Rituals, daily processions where she and Akhenaten appeared as divine pair. See the myth glow like the sun. The royal chariot rides through the new city. Nefertiti stands tall beside Akhenaten. The people bow. She raises her hands to the sun disk, Aton. The old gods are forgotten. Her beauty and power shine. Then one day, she vanishes from all records. No tomb, no body. Only her face remains, eternal. Psychologically, Nefertiti used beauty and mystery to create devotion. People wanted to believe in her because she looked like a goddess. Mysterious detail. Some archaeologists believe she ruled alone after Akhenaten as the mysterious pharaoh Semenkhare, a secret identity hidden for centuries. Number 8. The fierce mother, Olympias, the woman who made Alexander. In the rugged mountains of Macedon, where warriors trained from childhood, Olympias raised a legend. Her role was the ambitious queen mother who used dreams, snakes, and ruthless politics to make her son Alexander the Great believe he was divine, turning him into the greatest conqueror the world had ever seen. Historically, Olympias lived from 375 to 316 BCE. She was wife of Philip II and mother of Alexander. Plutarch says she slept with snakes to prove divine favor. Geography, the royal court at Pella and later Epirus. Rituals, secret Dionysian rites with live snakes. Feel the myth burn like wildfire. Young Alexander wakes from a dream. Olympias sits beside him. "You are the son of Zeus," she whispers. She places a snake in his hands. He believes. He grows up unstoppable. He conquers the world, all because his mother planted the seed of godhood in his mind. Psychologically, Olympias used the desire for greatness to shape her son's identity. She showed how a mother's words can create a conqueror. Mysterious detail. After Alexander's death, Olympias led armies herself, the only woman in ancient history to command troops in open battle. Number 9. The female pharaoh, Hatshepsut, the queen who became king. In the grand temple of Deir el-Bahari, where sunlight kissed golden statues, Hatshepsut smiled from stone forever. Her role was the brilliant female pharaoh who declared herself king, using massive building projects, trade expeditions, and propaganda art to convince Egypt that a woman ruling as a man was the will of the gods. Historically, Hatshepsut lived from 1479 to 1458 BCE. She built the most beautiful temple in Egypt and sent ships to the land of Punt. She had herself carved with a beard and male body in official statues. Geography, the Nile Valley near Thebes. Rituals, grand festivals where she appeared in full male pharaonic regalia. Watch the myth rise like the sun. Hatshepsut stands before the priests. "I am the daughter of Amun-Ra." She orders statues, her face calm, body strong like a king. The people bow. For 20 years she rules in peace and prosperity. After her death, her stepson tries to erase her name from every wall, but her smile remains, carved forever in stone. Psychologically, Hatshepsut used the desire for strong leadership to overcome the fear of a female ruler. She showed how image and story can change reality itself. Mysterious detail. Some archaeologists believe she used a secret network of female scribes to spread her propaganda, women who could read and write in hidden rooms. Number 10. The Eternal Queen, Cleopatra VII, the woman who seduced empires. Beyond mortal understanding, where the Nile meets the sea and stars touch water, Cleopatra VII stands alone, the last and greatest. Her role was the supreme propagandist queen who used beauty, intelligence, language, and theater to control two of the most powerful men in history, Julius Caesar and Mark Antony, and almost changed the course of the entire world. Her power was so vast it felt almost supernatural, a woman who made Rome tremble. Historically, Cleopatra ruled Egypt from 51 to 30 BCE. She spoke 9 languages, wrote books on science, and staged the most spectacular entrances ever seen. Geography, Alexandria and the Nile, with voyages to Rome and Actium. Rituals, she appeared as the goddess Isis in golden robes, drawing thousands to her processions. Experience the myth like the rise of the sun. The harbor of Tarsus waits. A golden barge glides in, sails of purple silk, rowers in silver. Cleopatra lies on a couch dressed as Venus. Music plays. Mark Antony watches, stunned. She smiles, and in that moment, the fate of Rome and Egypt is sealed. She speaks 7 languages with ease. She makes Caesar laugh. She makes Antony dream of a new world. Even in defeat at Actium, her legend refuses to die. Psychologically, Cleopatra mastered the ultimate human desires: love, power, and immortality. She understood that people don't follow strength alone. They follow someone who makes them feel seen, desired, and part of something greater than themselves. Her mind games were so perfect, they still fascinate us 2,000 years later. Mysterious detail. Cleopatra wrote secret scientific books on cosmetics and medicine that were later lost. Some historians believe she used advanced chemical knowledge to create miraculous beauty treatments that made her seem literally divine to everyone who met her. Conclusion. As the last whisper of these remarkable women fades into the night, remember this: they never needed armies to rule. They ruled with words, images, beauty, and brilliant minds. They showed us that the greatest power has always been the power to shape what people believe. Which woman's story surprised you the most? Tell me in the comments. If this journey into the shadows of history moved you, hit that like button and subscribe to Mind Origin. New deep dives drop every week. Until the next chapter, stay curious and never underestimate the woman behind the throne.